record. So hello to everyone who couldn't make it. Love and adore Sarah, and now I love and adore Brett. Oh my heavens, the whole Your Vibe Attracts Your Tribe is so true. So guys, I'm going to talk to you about the Premier and Elite program. Super simple once you understand it. Now I know it like the back and front of my hand. But in the beginning, I'm not even kidding you, the training we go through at corporate is probably like two or 3 months. And it's like so crazy. And they're like, learning late. I would have nightmares about it when I was trying to learn it. I'd be like, ATV, XYZ, I'd have nightmares and I'd wake up. But now it's just like, okay, it's so simple. It's so easy. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And Zoom updated. And so now I see you guys in both of my screens. And it's so annoying. I hate updates because, you know, it's change. Mm-hmm. Who likes change? No one but a baby with a dirty diaper. My bishop, who's like kind of like the pastor of our church, he said that one day. He's like, you guys, no one likes change except for a baby with a dirty diaper. He's like, that's the one thing in life you can always count on. And it's so true.
Never thought of that, but you're right.
It is. It's so true.
I changed my browser last week, and I have to tell you, it's like updated everything, like it, and I don't like it.
Yep. I know what you mean. Okay, guys. So this is the 2017 Premier Goal Guide. And I'm going to go over Premier because when we do Elite at this level, I think it just is like, it just seems so far out there that you're just like, it's the start that stops most people. So this is the 2017 Premier Goal Guide. The way we created this is at corporate, we looked at all the top coaches who were advancing in their ranks, who were running their teams, their volume, their income, and we're like, what are they all doing they have in common? And this is where we created it. So you have to have 3 requirements in order to be Premier, all right? You have to be a paid 2-star diamond or higher for at least 1 bonus week in December 2017. The little asterisk right here shows what the bonus weeks are. The bonus weeks that count are right here, 12-6, 12-13, 12-20, and 12-27. Let me tell you a super sad story about last year. I had a coach who became 2-star on December 1st. She had all of her points. She was a 2-star December 1st. She had everything except for that wasn't a bonus week that counted. The bonus weeks that counted were the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. You guys, she lost it the next week and she could not get it back. I was so sad. So make sure that you know these bonus weeks. She's like, wait, what? I see, like, I hit it in December 1st. And I was like, I know, but this last December had 5 bonus weeks and only 4 of them counted. But you guys, they changed it. It used to be only 1 bonus week counted. And it was the very last Thursday of the month. So like you could hold 2-star or whatever star for 51 weeks. If you didn't hold that 1 week, you didn't get Elite. And so they changed it. So I'm so thankful because I'm like, the reason why we do Derm Exclusive too is because we're so stressed out. We get wrinkles and we have to use Derm Exclusive to get them better again. I get wrinkles for you. Seriously. The Elite time, the end of the year, is just as stressful for me because I'm like, I know how hard you guys work. So these are the 4 bonus weeks that count, okay? The next requirement is you have to advance a minimum of 2 personally sponsored coaches to diamond or higher for the first time in 2017 and have at least 2 of them hold the rank of diamond or higher at least 1 bonus week.
Right? So I have a question on that. Does it matter when the coach started?
No, nope. As long as they have never hit diamond before.
Okay.
So let me tell you another sad story, you guys. Last year, I was working with a coach. She'd been a coach for 4 years. She was 2-star. She had all of her Elite points. She only advanced 1 new diamond. She wasn't Premier. And it was so sad. Like, she'd been a coach for 4 years, and I was like, what? You didn't know they had to be new? And she's like, no. And so, you guys, last year was my first rodeo going through Elite and Premier. I'm not going to let anyone make that same mistake ever again. Like, I assumed she knew, and we've gone over 1 million times, but she just didn't know there was 2 personally sponsored new coaches. So just 2 new coaches had to be diamond. We had some 5-stars who weren't Elite or Premier because they didn't have 2 new diamonds. We had some 10-stars who weren't Elite or Premier because they didn't have 2 new diamonds. So you guys, you have to advance a minimum of 2 personally sponsored diamonds to reach diamond or higher for the first time in 2017. All right. Number 3 requirement. You have to earn a total of 135 Elite points from any combination of points from the 4 Elite point categories. All right. So with Elite, you have to have a total of 135 points, but they have to come from different categories. They're minimums and maximums. With Premier, we just say get 135 points. We don't care where they come from. They can all come from category number 1, all come from category number 2, wherever they come from. You just have to total 135. All right. And this is how you earn them. Category number 1 is your Coaches Hitting Success Club. All right. It's your coaches from last year, 2016, and this year, 2017, Hitting Success Club. Say, for example, in January, you have one coach hit Success Club. And you hit it also because that is a non-negotiable for you. You guys, you're a coach, that is your number one non-negotiable, is hitting Success Club every single month. When you hit it yourself, you get to double those points. So 1 times 2, because you hit it, is 2. Now say, for example, in January you have 0 coaches who hit Success Club. But you still hit it. 0 times 2 is still 0, so you don't get any points. The only way you get points is if coaches from last year, 2016, and this year, 2017, your personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. All right? Let me tell you a story about my coach named Jamie. Last year, she became Diamond, and all of a sudden she came on my reports, and she had all these elite points. But I saw they were all coming from this PSPB category. So I called her up, and I was like, Jamie, I said, you're a Diamond now? I'm like, you've got all these elite points. And I see that they're all coming from the PSPB. And she goes, I know, Lacey. She goes, I just barely became a coach like 3 months ago. And I was like, awesome. I go, all right. So how many coaches do you have hitting Success Club? And she goes, none. I really don't have any. I really don't have any working coaches. I don't have anyone hitting Success Club. So her SC base was 0. I said, all right. I was like, no worries at all. I'm like, just focus on helping one coach hit it. All right, just work on helping one coach hit it. The next month we talked, she's like, Lace, I helped a coach hit Success Club. I was like, awesome, perfect, that's so great. Like now, focus on helping 2. The next month we talked, Lace, I helped 2 coaches hit Success Club. Awesome. You guys, she had an SC base of 0. She ended the year with an SC base of 4. So like partway through the year, I think it was about March or April, I started working with her when she became Diamond. She didn't have any coaches hitting. She just focused on helping one coach at a time, one coach more than she did the previous month. She ended with an SC base of 4, so she had an average of 4 coaches hitting Success Club every single month. And she goes, Lace, I was on a team call with Christina Delgado, and she was saying how she has an SC base of 10. And she says, I thought for sure she was leaving off like a 0 or 2 zeros or 3 zeros. There is no way a top coaching network, a Christina Delgado, only has an SC base of 10. There's no way. She's got to have an SC base of 100 or 1,000. Nope. Her SC base was 10. She's only having 10 personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club per month. So you guys, these Melanie Mitros, these Christina Delgados, these Amy Silvermans, these Bonnie Ingles, they don't have an outrageous SC base. Like they have like 10, 12, 15. My little Diamond coach, who actually ended up the year at 4-star, she missed elite by 1 year. She was Premier. My little Diamond coach, who had an SC base of 0, ended the year as a 4-star with an SC base of 4, just by helping one more coach than she had the previous month. All right? It's that whole saying, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. You can't eat the whole thing. So if you think of, I got to have an SC base of like 10. No. That's the start that stops most people. Think of having an SC base of 1, and then of 2. And then of 3. So you guys, in order to be on track with Gold Guide, we like focus helping one coach for these first 3 months. Once you get that down, focus on helping 2. Once you get that down, focus on helping 3. The only way you earn Success Club points, elite points, is having your coaches, your personally sponsored coaches from last year and this year hit SC. The next category, this is your personally sponsored coaches' personal volume. That's just coaches from this year, from 2017. For every 500 PSPV, you get 1 elite point. All right? So say, for example, in January, you bring in 1 coach, and their PSPV totals 300. Divide that by 500, you still get 0. All right? Say next month, between the coach you brought in January and the coach you brought in February, the PSPV totals 600. Divide
Does
that
that
by,
carry, by the way?
yes, yep. You divide that by 500, you get 1 elite point, and the extra 100 carries. You never lose that PSPV. It just carries over. All right, just carries. It's a rolling total. For every 500 you get, it drops off. Say for example, you bring in 4 coaches in January, and the PSPV totals 750. Divided by 500, you get 1. That 250 carries over. So it's a rolling total, you guys. I always say these beginning months, these January, February, March, April, May, June, these beginning months are so critical to bringing new coaches in, because you guys, a coach you bring in January can help you with PSPV every single month. It'll help you January, February, March, April, all year long, because when they're on Shakeology HD, the home direct, every single time that Shakeology ships, that's another 90 PV that you're going to be able to count. All right. So I always tell coaches, this is the greatest way ever to explain this, is you would never ever save all 7 workouts for one day. Because a lot of times coaches take off January, they take off February, or what happens really is they take off October, November, and December, because life gets so crazy, they kind of take it off. And then at the end of the year, they're working their butts off and they burn themselves out, because they have these goals they want to hit by the end of the year. So the last 3 weeks of December, they're just and they become crazy and they become burned out, and they're just oh my gosh, I'm just going to kind of coast in January and in February and in March. And before they know it, it's June, and that's the same cycle. So I compare it to workouts. You never save all 7 workouts for one day. You do 1 workout at a time, because if you save all 7 for one day, you're no, I don't want to do it. But if you just do a little bit each day, Sarah is amazing at this. And Brett, you probably are too, because Sarah's an amazing teacher. Do a little bit every single day, because then you don't burn yourself out. You want to work out every single day if you don't save all 7. Don't burn yourself out at the end of the year. All right, because these beginning months, these January, February, March, April, they're so critical. But it's the work you put in October, November, December that helps you have successful January, February, March. We all know this is a delayed reaction business, which is so annoying, because we want the fruits of our labor today. I want them yesterday. But just like Gary Vee said, his favorite thing ever he said at Summit was, 99.99% of you aren't willing to work hard enough and aren't willing to be patient enough. And that's true. I think it's more like 99.999999999%, because it's so true. So you guys do a little bit each day. Okay, the next category, and I love that they added this one. This is the personally sponsored customers personal volume. So it's your personally sponsored customers from this year, from 2017. It's their personal volume. What we saw last year was that coaches were bringing in coaches like crazy. They were just bringing them in as fast as they could. Guess what? They were going out as fast as they could too. You guys, when people don't get results, when they don't have that transformation, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, they don't have that transformation. When it gets a little bit hard, and you guys know you have high and low days, ups and downs all the time. When it gets a little bit hard, or they realize they have to put in work, they're like, oh, peace out, this isn't for me. But when they've gotten results, they've had that transformation, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, whatever, they become a beach body for lifer. Not a beach body 4-monther, or not a beach body for 2-monther. We don't want those. We want the beach body for lifers. When they have that transformation, they want to shout from the rooftops for all to hear how Beachbody changed their life, how the Shakeology, how the fitness programs, how the accountability and the support groups, they see how it changed their life, and they want to share with the world. If they don't have that, they're like, peace out, it's not for me.
I love this category.
I know, me
personally.
too. Me too. Seriously, I was so happy when they added it. This is the category they added this year, because they saw how everyone was focusing on just numbers and bringing in coaches. And we're like, okay, we have a customer experience challenge groups. Take it back to the bread and butter of how we became so successful. Mm-hmm. It was our challenge groups, you guys. It was getting people to get results, to get that transformation, right? So this works the same way as the personally sponsored coaches' personal volume. It's just your personally sponsored customers' personal volume. So same thing, for every 500 CPV, you get 1 elite point. So in January, if you bring in 2 customers, totals 250 in CPV, divide that by 500, you get 0. But then next month, between that 250 and the 2 more customers you bring in, you have 500. Divide that by 500, you get 1. So
it's the compound effects.
yeah, totally. All these books, these personal development books.
Yeah.
That's why I always say Beachbody has it figured out, because they get you to change what's between these 2 ears. The mind can be the biggest asset or the biggest liability. And that's why I say Beachbody has figured out. They get you to change this. Personal development is so huge. And if you're not doing it, do it. I know Sarah says do it all the time, but it's like that whole that my sister always tells me, Lacey, I tell my kids the same thing you do 5 million times, and you tell them the first time, they're like, okay, Lacey. She's like, it's that whole motherly, they don't listen to mom. And I'm like, hey, just know you're gonna be telling my kids the same exact thing that I tell them, and they're not gonna listen to me, they're gonna listen to you. So yes, you guys, super important. Focus on bringing those new customers every single month, all right? To be on track with these categories, these points, focus on bringing just 2 new every single month. Just 2 new, all right? We all know if it were a perfect world, you'd only have to bring in 2 every single month, and they would stick. We all know that people come and people go. So I say focus on bringing in 3 to 4, 5 to 6, just so that you will have 2 that stick every single month. Okay, the 4th category, this is your advancement team volume, your ATV. You earn 1 elite point for every 10,000 increase in advancement team volume in your ATV. All right. So guys, advancement team volume is volume 3 levels deep. It's volume from your coaches, your personally sponsored coaches, their personally sponsored coaches, and their personally sponsored coaches. All right. It's only volume 3 levels deep. So think of your personally sponsored coaches as your kids, their personally sponsored coaches as your grandkids, and their personally sponsored coaches as your great grandkids. All right. It's just volume 3 levels deep. Now, say for example, Sarah ended last year, 2016, with 10,000 ATV. And this year she ends at 50,000 ATV. You have to meet what you did last year before it kicks in. So meet what you did last year. You met 10,000. For every 10,000 over that, you get 1 elite point. So she increased by 40,000, because 50,000 minus 10,000 is 40,000. You have to meet last year.
Is that your incremental ATV? Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my numbers from last year because I took a screenshot of it.
Yep, your incremental. Yep. So then you divide that increase by 10,000, you get 4 elite points. Now, you guys, when I was learning elite, like I said, I was like, ATV, XYZ, 3 levels deep, 10,000 kids, grandkids, this confused the crap out of me. And Bonnie Engel said it best when she was at NLC. She was at NLC in 2014 as a 2-star, sitting in the seats, watching all these top coaches present, watching all of the corporate present. She was a 2-star. She said, NLC changed my life. It changed my business. It changed my leadership. It changed everything. She said, when I left there were so many nuggets that I took away. P.S. If you haven't, neither of you have been to NLC, make it a goal. That is the most amazing. I like it better than Summit. I do. I love Summit, but Summit has to be geared towards the masses, the 25,000 of us that go. Love Summit. But make NLC be one of your goals, because it'll change your business. It totally will. It'll change your leadership, because NLC is New Leadership Conference. It's for all new leaders. All right. Diamond is an amazing milestone. 2-star is where you're like, holy smokes, kid, that is the very first big, huge milestone. Make that be a goal of yours. You guys can all be there by the end of the year. I know you can. So she's at NLC. She came away with all these nuggets. She goes, okay, what were 4 of the things that every top coach hit on, that every corporate trainer, I'm like, what were 4 of the things? And she goes, it was this. She goes, I focused on these 4 things, and I went from 2-star to 15, top 10 coach in the network. Crazy. She goes, I focused on this. Number 1, every single month, I hit Success Club no matter what. That was non-negotiable. Number 2, I helped my coaches hit Success Club. Number 3, I brought in new coaches every single month. And number 4, she didn't have one yet, but she's like, I brought in new customers every single month. And guess what they added? They added customers. So you guys, if number 1, you focus on hitting Success Club every single month, make that non-negotiable. You help your coaches hit Success Club every single month. You bring in new coaches every single month, and you bring in new customers. guys, this category just happens. All right? It just happens. When you hit Success Club, when you help your coaches hit it, when you bring in new coaches, and when you bring in new customers, that just happens. They all worked together. All right? So let me tell you about this sheet right here. This is actually your tracking sheet, right? Jessica Bauer Nelson did the most amazing national wake-up call where she said, once I started tracking my business, it grew by 300%. She said, what you track, you can impact. What you track goes whack. You guys, it's just like this. When you got your challengers saying, Sarah, Brett, this program ain't working. It is not working. I'm pushing play every single day, and I am eating my meals, and I'm not losing weight. And you're like, for real? Like, yeah, for real. And you're like, all right, so you're pushing play every single day. Yeah, I'm pushing play every single day. I'm kicking butt my workouts. All right, and you're following the meal plan. Yeah, I'm following the meal plan. And you're using the containers to track. Well, I totally know what a green looks like. I totally know what a yellow and a blue and a red and orange. Like, I can guess, I can eyeball what they should be. Start tracking this week. Use the containers. Next week she comes back, Sarah, Brett, this program works. Because they started tracking.
So my question on category 2 is, how do you track that? Like, I find it really confusing. Like, I could track, Success Club, that's easy, but like the volume for the month, like how, because it's on different legs, and I'm like, do you have to cull down through each leg?
It's just your personally sponsored coaches.
Right.
It's just your personally sponsored coaches
but
for just this year.
Can you pull it in your back office?
In your back office, in your sponsor. I don't have the same back office as you. Like, I bet you Melanie Mitchell knows how to do that. Yeah. I don't have a back office like you guys, but in your sponsorship drill down, there's some kind of report that you can run that will show you.
Got it.
It's just coaches from this year, from 2017.
Got it.
So yeah, so you guys, what you track, you can impact. What you track goes whack. Let me tell you the craziest story ever. Okay, the most amazing, fun, exciting calls in the world to make are the elite and the premier. Oh, you guys, it's so much fun to call through Zoom and tell them that they're a 2016 or 17. Yeah, 17 this year. 2017 elite or premier coach. Holy smokes, it's so much fun. Let me tell you, the saddest, most heartbreaking calls in the world to make are the calls where you're like, you were short by 1 point. They had everything. They had their diamonds. They had their rank, but they had 134 elite points. Let me tell you about a coach last year. So I had a coach I worked with, super, like tracking. She was like so on top of everything. And she got the elite report and she said, Lacey, she said, I am missing 1 elite point. And I said, you are? She goes, yeah. She says, according to my calculations. And she goes, and I calculate this with a fine tooth comb. She said, I just have 1 more elite point. I was like, all right, call in the customer regulations. I'm like, get it figured out. She's like, okay. Sure enough, she calls me back and she goes, yep. She says, the system had a glitch and I was missing 1 elite point. You guys, what if all these coaches that we had to call that were like waiting, they knew they were so close, they were within a few points. What if these coaches that we had called weren't tracking and they really did have 135 points? But because of the system, and like the system is not perfect, there's glitches. What if this coaches really had 135 points, but they weren't tracking, so they ended with 134? Guys, don't let that be you. I can't even tell you. Making that call, they cried, I cried. It was horrible because I know how hard you guys work. Being premier and elite, holy smokes, that's a big, huge deal. Big, huge deal. Because if you can be premier in your first couple of years, wowzer, like that's huge, huge. In our 2017 execution and strategy meeting in corporate, we talked about how all we talk about is elite, 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 elite. We're like, we don't talk enough about premier. Premier is every bit as big a deal as elite. And you guys, it's a 2-year program. It really is. So you guys, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Any questions at all? I'm going to send this. Sarah, do you have this document, the premier one, or do you just have the elite?
I think I have that one.
Okay,
right?
perfect.
I think I have that one.
Okay, if you don't,
that's the only one I've seen.
Okay, reach back out to me and I'll send it to you. I'll send you the recording also. But any questions, you guys? Brett and Sarah, I want to make that call to that so bad. Like seriously, it was so fun. Like we'd call and we do it through Zoom, and we wanted to record their actions. If you haven't seen the the elite
Yeah.
video.
You know.
Oh, seriously gives you chills, makes you cry every single time. It's so funny. We call through Zoom, we'd be like, "You're a 2017 elite coach," and then they'd be screaming, but we would be like this. We'd be like, because we didn't want the Zoom to come back on us, and so then it'd be like quiet. They'd be screaming and everything like that, and then also they'd be like, and look back at us, and we're like, "Sorry, we don't want Zoom to come back on us." And there'd be like all of us there, we would be way better than they are. And it's so fun, you guys, making that call. And you know what? You can't get there by yourself. It takes a team to do it. It takes a team. So you guys, seriously, make that be your team goal. And all my heavens, you're not just an elite or premier coach. You're an elite or premier team. It takes your whole team. So any questions?
No, I think I've got it. I just need to figure out the tracking of the ATV.
You don't even really need to track ATV. Seriously, if you're tracking,
Or like the customer.
yes,
Yeah.
Track those two things.
Right.
Yeah, ATV. like, oh my heavens, that
No, the
like,
customer.
gives you a twitch in your eye. Thinking about it. So yes, I bet you $2 somehow in the sponsorship drill down.
Yeah.
So yes. Okay, Brett, so nice to meet you. You're beautiful. I can't wait to work with you too. What are you at right now? Are you Emerald, Ruby? Where are you at?
I am, I was diamond and I dropped.
You're a diamond. You're a lifetime diamond.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
What state are you in? Because I work with all the diamonds 1 and 2 stars. Let me stop this.
Oh, okay.